What's way more dangerous than most people think? Water currents, riptides in the ocean and eddy currents in streams. We have some river canyons with signs describing all of the ways you can die in the river and people still die swimming there. Hypothermia, if your clothes get soaked and you can't dry out and warm up. Temps in the 50s F, 13C, can kill you. This is how people going on day hikes get killed. Something happens and they can't get back to their car/lodge. The weather changes and they can't find shelter and they get wet. They die of exposure. My scout master taught us boys the hard way by teaching us the importance of planning. He made us traverse a stream, and while our packs didn't get wet because we were carrying them above our heads, we did get soaked up to about our chest in cool water. The temperature was around 55 F that day, which is not *THAT* cold and kinda nice. After we got to the other side, you would not believe how quickly we got cold, especially if there is no cover from the wind, and within a few minutes, our hands became useless, and we couldn't start a fire. The shivering got so bad, it was incapacitating. The cold set in fast. We learned that day that we needed to make sure our clothes remain dry, even if that means stripping down, but naked to cross the stream, and that we needed to have fire already made, and a smoldering ember ready to go along with tinder, so that we could get a fire going quickly, that is if we didn't have matches, or a fire steel. So he taught us that we should cross the stream, put our dry clothes back on, start a fire to warm up and dry out, and immediately start working on shelter. Hard lessons don't leave you, even after 30 years. Edit, for clarity. Walking downstairs with your hands in your pockets. Never ever do it, especially not drunk. A fall down even 1 or 2 stairs with no hands to catch you can break your neck. I've seen a video of man tripping and falling down 4 stairs, hitting the top of his head on the wall, and dying right there in the stairwell. Not getting regular checkups. I almost died because I had an internal hemorrhage that was slowly killing me. I was so depleted of iron and blood that the nurses thought my vitals were written in wrong because I should have been dead. I needed 3 pints of blood in one sitting. Mold. It can be poisonous, make you hallucinate, and eating it can seriously mess with your body. Cat bites. Hiking in Arizona heat. Palm trees. They are so much heavier than they look, and their branches can kinda just fall off without warning. A kind of random one, but don't eat uncooked slugs or snails. They can have parasites that will make you paralyzed and eventually kill you. An Australian kid died a couple of years ago from it, an awful way to go. Anything under tension can be dangerous. Guitar strings hold around 200 pounds of tension. A game of tug-of-war can put thousands of pounds of tension into a rope. It's even been known to kill people. Here's a list: https://precianarmix.com/a history of tug-of-war fatalities/ Towing a stuck car with a chain. There is a list of people who have died from having the chain come through the back window and kill them. Blocking your nose when you sneeze. Though it's rare, you can damage blood vessels in your eyes and nose, you can rupture your eardrum, and you can even have an aneurysm. Bites from other human beings are actually really dangerous due to infection rates. Being knocked unconscious. Lots of popular media makes it seem like a minor thing that an average person can shrug off after a short period. In reality, if you are ever knocked out, then you have suffered brain damage. It's possible there might not be any lasting effects, but it's a serious injury and you 100% need to see a doctor if it ever happens to you. Driving tired, sleepy. People know that rip currents are dangerous, but don't think about them as a real threat often enough. Deep cuts on your fingertips. They are called felons and can infect your bloodstream. Clean them out, and if you see a red line traveling up your arm, get yourself to the ER immediately. My neighbor almost died from this when she cut her finger on her violin string. Edit, removed my advice about changing tires. My main point was, don't go under your car if the tire's off without a jack stand, but that should be obvious. Newts. Many newts, such as the rough-skinned newt, produce a toxin that is 10 times more potent than cyanide. They are only dangerous if you handle them and then don't wash your hands afterwards, or if you eat the newt. There have been multiple reports over the years of someone eating a newt as part of a hazing ritual for a college fraternity and then dying. The toxin that some newts produce can kill you inside of 15 minutes because the toxins block the sodium receptors in your nerves, essentially stopping your brain from communicating with your heart. Scary stuff. TLDR, if you handle a newt, wash your hands. And never put a newt in your mouth or you will die. Edit. Did not think this would blow up this much. Thank you to the redditors that provided so much information about tetrodotoxin. To see it in action, check out this video from Nadjia. https://yauta.b/b5wv8qg. Driving. Like, you see the statistics of car crash deaths, but I don't think you ever truly realize how dangerous it is to simply drive somewhere, since it is such a routine thing. Eating a lot of spinach. Believe it or not, people have had kidney failure from 3 spinach smoothies in a day. This is due to the high levels of oxalic acid. Roadworks. Y'all fuckers gotta stop speeding past my elaborate road cone setup, because a hard hat and orange vest will not save me if you go amiss. Attempting to change garage door springs without knowing what you're doing can kill you. Electricity. People seem to have little understanding or respect for it. Not getting enough sleep. The ocean, both for swimming/surfing/etc and for boating. It is 100% not just a big swimming pool or lake. Human beings are in a completely alien environment as soon as they step off the sand or dock, and our perceptions about how things ought to play out no longer matter. The ocean is completely indifferent to human reasoning, and even to human mortality. I'm teaching a good friend to sail right now, and he's naively ambitious as far as sailing long distances in a very small boat. I wasn't joking at all when I chided him by saying, "You haven't been scared enough times yet." The reason I'm so conservative in and around the ocean is because I've developed a healthy, totally reasonable fear of it over the course of my life. Anybody who isn't a little afraid of the ocean hasn't spent enough time around it. Source: Tug Captain, lifelong surfer, and lifelong recreational sailor. Please, if you're going out on a boat, make sure you at least have a first aid kit, a fire extinguisher, a working knowledge of how to call for help on a VHF radio, an anchor to stop you from drifting into rocks if the engine fails, and PFDs for everyone. Situations you've never even imagined can arise so quickly on even a short outing. Mosquitoes. Doing nothing for a long period of time. It gets addictive, and it's the hardest thing ever to get back on your feet. The phrase "we've always done it this way." Not wearing sunblock. Sitting in your car when it's broken down on the side of the road. A lot of household chemicals. Mix the wrong stuff and it's game over or seriously hurt. Shit, reading all of this and wondering how am I alive and still have teeth. Not taking antibiotics to kill a sinus infection. Kinda seems obvious, but 13y/o me didn't think so, and that's how I ended up almost dead. Listening to loud music using earbuds, or really any headphones. Having permanent hearing damage sucks. Roosters are dicks. Make sure you're on their good side. Mine has bitten and scratched me more times than I can count. Booking indoors. Edit. I'd like to expand to running generators indoors too. Moose. Bigger threat to people up here than bears. Edit. Clarification: by up here I mean Canada. Another clarification: we have a lot of moose and not a lot of grizzly bears. The more common bears, black bears, while still shouldn't be provoked, are a lot smaller and more timid than grizzlies. Not to mention everyone *KNOWS* to be afraid of bears. They are large carnivores. Most people don't know to be afraid of moose. Hitting a moose with your car is pretty well a guaranteed fatality, but it's also highly underestimated how dangerous these things can be on their own. They can be around the same height as a transport truck and have a nasty temper if you decide to bug one. Texting while driving. Put your fucking phone away, you fuck. Trying to repair power supplies or old court TVS monitors. If you know what you're doing, you might not die. If you don't get your affairs in order, these devices, even unplugged, can release enough electricity to kill you instantly. When I was learning computer repair, my instructor called them widowmakers, and to avoid repair of them. Breaking up with someone even when there was no domestic violence in their relationship. My daughter was killed by her ex-boyfriend for breaking up with him. There are many men and women killed for this same reason. Living alone. If you get seriously injured or ill at home and you're unable to reach a phone, your chances of survival are much lower than if you have at least one other person in the household. Power wishes. Not going to the doctor when something is wrong. You aren't macho for not going. It doesn't make you more of a man. It makes you an idiot. If you live in America and don't have insurance, I'm not talking about you. We all know these people though. I'm not going to no damn doctor. I'm fine. I knew guy who hadn't been to the doctor in 30 years. Always bragged about it. Never sick. Blah blah blah. One day he goes to the doctor because he loses a shit ton of weight for no reason in the span of a month. Turns out he has so much cancer in his fucking body that he's a walking miracle. Stomach, colon, lung, and it was in his lymph node. Doctors gave him a prognosis of like 4 months with aggressive treatment. He forgoes the treatment and died in a month. Go to the fucking doctor. Your best chance against cancer is early detection. Hell, that's with everything. If you wait too long, it might be too late to do anything.